All right, so well done. You're making fantastic progress. In the last lecture, we really set up a couple of pages, a couple of posts, set up that menu bar. In this lecture, we want to take an important step and really get Google Analytics installed on your WordPress site, because that is going to be essential to getting marketing results. Really know where your visitors are coming from and knowing where your customers are coming from. In order to do this, we are going to use one of the best features of the whole WordPress ecosystem, and it's called plugins. So just come down and click on plugins here in the sidebar inside your WordPress control panel, and we're really going to add a new one here. What you want to type in and search for is actually called Monster Insights. This is the name of the plugin that we are going to be using. So this is going to help us really put Google Analytics onto our website. You can see it's got over 1 million active installs. So this is a plugin that a lot of people trust. Just go ahead and click install, and then you want to really activate this plugin. All right, so now that we're here, the next step is really to link this plugin and our website, Google Analytics, to our Google Analytics account. If you haven't got a Google Analytics account, that's the first thing you're going to need to do. You need first to have a Gmail account. Then you can just go to Google Analytics. Very simple to do. Log in, create an account if you haven't got one, or just sign into your Google Analytics account. Once logged in, you're going to see a list of the websites that you have. This will be blank if you don't have any yet. You want to come across to admin. Then you want to create a new property. Next thing is to choose either a website or a mobile app. I'm setting up a website, so I'm going to pick the CompleteDigital.com. Just copy and paste that in again. Select the industry, jobs and education. Set the time zone, really where you're based. Okay, and get the tracking ID. So what you can do is take this code here and manually paste it back into the tool, or else if you've got these linked up now, you can just click authenticate with your Google account, click allow. Next, I want to copy this code, come back to the plugin, and I'll just simply need to save that authentication code. Now we can select the website that we want to add this to. So here we go, I've got it there, just set that up. Finally, just click save changes. And that's really it. You've now set up Google Analytics and it's sending information back to your website. Now, before we wrap up here, there are two important things that you should really do inside Google Analytics. So come into your Google Analytics account, and then under your website, come into property settings. There's one very important report that you need to enable in here. It's very easy to do. You just click on this button here. It'll be like this one off, and you just want to click it back on, and you just want to make sure that's on, because this report will really collect age, gender, and interest information about your visitors. This is extremely important if you want to get a clear picture of your buyer persona and the demographics of your audience. So really important to come in here and enable that. It only takes a second. Another thing that you want to do in here in Google Analytics is actually filter your own visits out of the Google Analytics reports. To do that, come into admin, come into filters, and really you're going to add a filter in here. So I've got it set up. I'm really excluding my internal traffic, but I'll show you how to do it quickly here. You click on add a filter. You can type in the name of the filter, exclude internal traffic. And the reason that you really want to do this is because, for example, if your site is pretty new and you see in your Google Analytics reports, oh, I got 17 visits yesterday. Well, 17 of those visits could be you just coming in, working on the site. And so it can really skew your reports unless you take yourself out of the reports and really just look at the visits from external people. So give your filter a name, exclude internal traffic. You can select predefined feature, filter. You can come here to exclude. And the way that you really exclude yourself from the reports is tell Google Analytics to not count traffic coming from your IP address. Your IP address is really your identifier, and you can select the expression really that's your IP address is equal to. To find out your IP address, just come into Google and type in my IP. I'm just blurring this out for privacy reasons here. So you just copy your IP, you paste that in, and then you click save, and you've now set up a filter. Your visits to your website will no longer be shown in the Google Analytics reports, and that is fantastic because it really gives you a more accurate view of your visits. All right, we're going to wrap up there. All of the notes are detailed, all of the steps, everything we've talked about is detailed in the notes. So if you need to recap, you can go back and check them there. Coming up next, you're going to learn about premium themes, how they can make your website look very professional, and I'll show you the premium theme that I'm going to be using for the CompleteDigitalMarketingCourse.com. I look forward to seeing you there.